What is going on, LEGO Maniacs? It's Tyler Guy here, and today we have another LEGO Star Wars comparison. We'll be looking at the Imperial ATST, aka Chicken Walker. And the first set that we'll be taking a look at is the 7127, had 107 pieces, 1 minifigs, retailed for 10 US and came out in 2000. Now nowadays this set's going for 54 new or 20 used. The next one we'll be taking a look at is the 7657, had 244 pieces, 1 minifigs, retailed for $19.99 US and came out in 2007. Now nowadays this set's going for 60 new or about 27 used. Then we'll be taking a look actually at the Battle of Endor ATST. Now we don't have all the facts just because the entire set is as well included with this. But it's set 8038, came out in 2009, and it probably has roughly 200 pieces. And then we'll be taking a look at the brand new ATST Raider. That's set 75254, had 540 pieces, 4 minifigs, retailed for $49.99, and came out in 2019. Anyways, this should make for an interesting comparison, just to see which one's the best, and yeah, kind of see their positives and negatives and how they've changed over the years, as it's very drastic. But yeah, enough talk, let's get right into it. And to begin this comparison, let's take a look at the 2000 ATST. Give you guys a 360 view. As you can see, not bad, but so dated. What was cool about it is it could kind of walk with those Technic pieces. And then it had some nice looking blasters. I mean, you can tell what it is. Some nice printed pieces. But just all in all, just it's little too. We're gonna get into that as well. Kind of clumpy, but not the worst 2000 model I've seen. To kind of access the cockpit, it just opens up like so. And there's actually, let's remove Chewie, a very nice little targeting system in there that's targeting the other ATST. So I did appreciate that. Some really wonky colors going on in the middle. Even on the outside, there's not a lot of brown on the ATST, and I don't believe there's any beige, but it was 2000 and they did some weird stuff. Anyways, this is the 2000 model. Let's now move on to the vastly improved 2007. And here we have the 2007 model. So I will say for 20 bucks back in the day, you're getting a lot bang for your buck. This is a sizable ATST. I personally think that this is probably the perfect size ATST. I do think the newer ones are a little oversized. But as you can see, nice guns. I mean, you can see where it kind of progressed off of the 2000. They just made it way better. And again, the mid-2000 sets, they really started to figure out what they were doing as far as making LEGO sets look accurate. Cool thing is too, is if you spin that little toggle that you saw at the back, the little gear, his head moves, which is absolutely fantastic. And then access the cockpit, very easy to do so. You could actually fit 2 minifigs in there. In fact, let's just demonstrate that real quick. Yeah, 2 guys can fit in there no problem. They are not side by side like in the movies, which is kind of unfortunate. The other thing is there is no computer in there. It's just literally a red piece, which I kind of would have appreciated, but whatever. And it also, as you guys can see as well, it has a little area to kind of put his little blaster, right? Which I thought that was really cool. Anyways, this is the 2006 or 2007. Huge improvement. Let's now take a look at the 2009 ATST. And here's the 2009. So I'll give you guys a 360 view. Now I will say that this one is a lot more flimsy, as you guys could see. A lot more Technic build. But all in all, very nice looking model. I think they did a good job capturing it. In fact, I think its head looks really, really good. In fact, I think it looks even better than the 2006. We will do these comparisons side by side as well. But yeah, it's just flimsy. Part of the reason why is they kind of made this walking mechanism. I'll try and demonstrate that as best I can. That's what it looks like when it runs. This one really looks like a chicken. It has some flick-fire missiles here as well. Flick-fire missiles were the thing to do back in like 2009. And then there's Chewie. You can kind of see what it looks like. In fact, the entire area just comes up. And there is no computer in here at all, which I did not appreciate. I wish that they did include one. But all in all, decent looking ATST. a little bit more flimsy for my liking. I really wish they'd mix, like, look at him go. He's a dancing ATST. I wish they'd mix these two. I think that would be the perfectly sized ATST, as well as the most accurate looking. But now let's take a look at the 2019. And here we have the 2019. So just in case you guys are wondering, this is from the Mandalorian. That's why it looks kind of worn on the sides. It's supposed to look like a worn out ATST. But basically you can tell it is an ATST, and I will say it looks fantastic. I just think it's a bit big. If they could capture this and make it like 25% smaller, I think or about a third smaller, I think it would be the perfect size, perfect looking ATST. But all in all, very nice looking model. I do love all the little worn details here. I mean, look at all that. That's awesome. One negative about the set, massive amount of stickers. The other three models I just showed you have no stickers. This one has over 20 stickers, so I did not appreciate that. But very nice looking model all in all. It has some nice play features. Oh, wow, it's shooting like a Leopard model. Let's try that once more. Okay, that one shot really good. Sometimes it just sticks. But anyways, great looking model. One of the things I will mention, it also has this head spin move feature, which I think was much better than the legs moving back and forth. I mean, that just looked ridiculous. But yeah, very nice looking. It works really, really well. It doesn't walk or anything. I mean, you can make it move if you're playing with it as a kid, but it's not a great walking model. I mean, it's just like, that's pretty well as much walking as it can do. But yeah, I'll show you guys the cockpit. So what's cool about this is you can access it like this, just like in the movie. So the little area just pops open and it's a little basically circular door, or you can fold the entire thing open to show the minifig. Now the big atrocity about this set is that it doesn't fit 2 minifigs. You could somehow do it. I mean, there's still quite a bit of space in there. Maybe if you lifted the minifig up a little bit and then I think there'd be a way to do it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on it though. I just really wish they'd have 2 pilots in there, just like the movie, right? Nice little area to keep his blaster though. It's kind of interesting how they kept a lot of features from the 2007 model and they put in the 2019. Anyways, those are the models themselves. Let's now compare them all side by side. We have them all side by side, so you can kind of see the size differences. Yeah, these two, okay, I didn't put them in order, I kind of put them in size order. Way undersized, the 2000 ATST. Then we come to the 2007 and 2009. The sizes are a little bit more accurate. I actually am leaning towards this one. It's just slightly bigger. But if they could kind of make the face look a little bit more like this, I think it'd be perfect. But still, all in all, 2 good models. They're not bad by any means. Then we probably have the most accurate looking ATST, although it doesn't seat 2 minifigs. None of them do, unfortunately. But it just seems a bit too big. I mean, look how big it is. Like, it's not bad. It's just, it's a big model. It's a big boy. I think more so if they made it this size, it would be more accurate. But anyways, those are the 4 models. I just think it's interesting to have them side by side. That's what you want to see in a comparison, right? Just to see how they look together and their different features. But now let's take a look at the minifigs. And here we have the minifigs that roughly were in each of the sets. Why I say roughly is the middle one, the Battle of Endor set, had a lot more minifigs than just one, but Chewie was the one manning the ATST, so I thought it was appropriate that we put him here. So here we have the 1999, or 2000, I should say, ATST minifig. You get Chewie in the old brown, nothing too crazy. As you can see, in 2009, this was the Chewie from the Battle of Endor set that was piloting that ATST. Not a huge difference. He's just in reddish brown, he's in old brown. So kind of crazy. They just kept the same mold, didn't do a whole lot of changes. But then in 2007, they actually switched it up, no longer made it Chewie manning the ATST, and they gave us a proper looking ATST pilot. And I actually really appreciate that. And it's one of the few times we actually get just an authentic ATST driver, believe it or not. But yeah, those are the 3 minifigs. Let's now take a look at 3 more. These are all from the Mandalorian TV show. And here's the 3 of the 4 minifigs that came in the ATST Raider that came out in 2019. So obviously these don't compare at all. They're not Chewies, they're not you know, Imperial pilots or drivers. They're literally just, you know, from the TV show. So we have the Klatooinian Raiders. We get 2 of them, which is kind of interesting. They look very tribal. There's no other way to put them. They kind of remind me of the 100, like the Netflix series. Anyways, not bad looking. They just, you know, can't really compare them. And then we also have Cara Dune, nice looking minifig. Obviously she's on the far right. She does also have back face printing. Just take that off, so kind of more of a ticked off face. And then she has her normal face. So anyways, those are the first 3. Let's now take a look at the Mandalorian. Now every time I see this guy, I can't help but thinking of the Mandalorian theme song. If you haven't seen the Mandalorian, go watch it. It's fantastic. Anyways, great looking minifig. As you can see, he has his armor. It's kind of rough. He has very distinguishable helmet. It's obviously a Mandalorian. Now he has no face printing just because we don't see his face. Spoiler alert to the end of the season. I won't tell you who he is or what he looks like though. And then he also has back torso printing, which is nice. A lot of different little holsters, basically like little bullets, which I absolutely love. You know, all over this guy. So anyways, great looking minifig all in all. I would definitely recommend you guys picking up the ATST Raider. If you like ATSTs and you like the Mandalorian, it is a little oversized, but it's a great looking model. Anyways, those are the minifigs to all of them. It was kind of hard to compare them. It was basically just a review of what was included, just because they're all over the place, right? But yeah, let's now get into the end of the comparison video and get my final thoughts. Well guys, that was my comparison. Do hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, this was interesting to see the changes over the years. I mean, all the way from this to this. Yeah, I mean, like 19 years can make a big difference, as you guys can see. Now, personally, getting back into that fact, I do believe that, you know, a cross between the 2007 and the 2009 ATSTs would probably be the perfect size. I do believe, as much as I like the ATST Raider, I think it is too big. I do think that it should be a bit smaller. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about it. As well as this interior, if they were to somehow cross Technic and Brick together, kind of between these two, I think we'd have the perfectly sized ATST. They could stick 2 minifigs in it. It would be honestly awesome. This one's probably the worst of the batch. I mean, it's not bad. You can tell what it is, but it's just too little. He's too small. But I mean, great deal for 10 US, right? But anyways, let me know what your guys' opinions are on these sets. Which one's your favorite? If you think I may be saying it should be more so this size, I just think that that's a bit too big, personally. But all in all, very nice looking models. They all have their positives and negatives. I think after 2000, they really started to make improvements in the 2007, 2009, and the 2019. If we could get something like the 2019, but just a little bit smaller, and it fit 2, not 1, ATST drivers, I think it'd be absolutely fantastic. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. But if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future LEGO Star Wars comparisons we do on this channel. We do them, probably a couple of them a month. But anyways, that's all I got for you today again. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.